the Honorable Chief Minister of Goa, Shri Manohar Parrikar, Secretary, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, Shri Bimal Julka, the very eminent film personality, Susan Sarandon, very eminent director, Shri Majid Majidi, Wahida Rahman ji, Kamal Hassan ji, Asha Bhosle ji, Rekha ji, my colleague, Mr. Raghavendra Singh, Mrs. Neelam Kapoor, the director of the Film Festival, Mr. Shankar Mohan, our colleague, Nirupa Kotru, pantheon of distinguished personalities who gathered in Goa today, ladies and gentlemen. One year ago, when I was given the privilege of being asked by the leadership to serve as India's Minister for Information and Broadcasting, an office which many believe is a hangover from the erstwhile socialist era and may be out of sync with the transforming paradigms. However, one of the first tasks that I had to perform was to review the preparation for the 43rd edition of the International Film Festival of India, IFFI, commemorating the centenary of the Indian Film Festival. It indeed intrigued me as to why the government is in the business of organizing film festivals, and that too not once, but 44 times repeatedly, if not consecutively. After all, the Indian film industry has grown in spite and despite of successive governments. It rightly resents the probing obtrusiveness of official doubt. Should it not be the film industry in all its multi-splendid brilliance that should really be reveling and toasting its own success by inviting the best in the world to soak in the sulphurous climes of its agonies and ecstasies rather than government chaperoning this process? After thinking hard and deep, I concluded that in organizing the film festivals, and we are doing 3 different festivals in this year alone, what we really underscore and reiterate are the core values that define the very idea of India. What we really seek to reinforce are the values of pluralism, diversity, democracy, freedom of thought and expression, and the ability to challenge the conventional that the founding fathers of the modern Indian state strived, struggled, and stood for. An ethos that we have carefully nurtured over the past 66 years by embedding it in the collective psyche of our people. Perhaps these thoughts were also in the heart and mind of India's first Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, one of the foremost thought leaders of his generation, as he ignited the torch of the film festival movement by inaugurating the first IFFI way back in 1952. What we reject with vehementce is any assault on these libertarian values that seek to constrain our liberal spaces, constrict free thinking, and circumscribe non-conformism that is the essence of the renewal and rejuvenation of the great human experiment. The 20th century was witness to some horrendous trials and tribulations. A century that saw the human mind elevating death and destruction to an industrial scale by using chemical, biological, and nuclear science for weapons of mass destruction. The first decade of the 21st century has been no better, with these and other instruments of death and destruction being honed to an efficiency that makes even ruthlessness blush with envy. However, all throughout this train of tragedy, cinema performed a yeoman role in celebrating the indestructibility and the immortality of the human spirit. It provided food to the soul and kinship to the kingdom. Over the next 10 days, as we soak ourselves in this extravaganza that has been laid out, I urge you to kindly reflect on the contribution that people of the arts and literature need to make to ensure that the values that underpin this effort are preserved, protected, and persevered with, so that we can build a world free of fear, a world free of monologues, and monotheistic manifestations. As we go on with our lives, let us not forget that the dark forces of obscurantism, reaction and subversion lurk ominously over the horizon, armed with the zeal of vigilantism. For them and their ilk, events such as the defeat are the antithesis of the humbug, hypocrisy and sanctimoniousness that defines their imbecile existence. A great evil still stalks at times. Let us not delude ourselves into subscribing to the optimistic naivety of Lord Neville Chamberlain that any compromise with the forces of darkness can buy us the peace of our times. Ladies and gentlemen, eternal vigil is the price of liberty. और मैं एक बार फिर से अपनी ओर से, गोवा सरकार की ओर से इस महोत्सव को सफल बनाने में जिन्होंने बहुत अहम भूमिका निभाई है, आप सबका जो देश विदेश से यहाँ आए हैं, नंदन करता हूँ, वंदन करता हूँ, अभिनंदन करता हूँ, and I hope you enjoy the next 10 days. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.